Part of the Landmark network of 3 full-service dealerships covering Middle and East Tennessee. We are part of the International Truck Dealership Network with over 700 dealerships all across this nation. And standing behind me here is a 1917 International Model F 3/4 ton truck. Had a 4-cylinder engine and a 3-speed transmission with the optional cab. In 1917, this was the top of the line truck that you could buy, and it would do all the jobs that needed to be done in 1917. Back behind me here is the all brand new 2017, 100 years later, International HX 620 truck. And in a moment, I'm going to go over some of the features that makes it one of the greatest trucks in America. This here is the all new 2017 International HX 620 model. There's 4 different configurations of this truck, being the HX 515, 520, the 615, and the 620. The 5 denoting that it's a set forward axle, 6 denoting that it's a set back. The 15 denoting it has the Navistar N13 engine, ranging in horsepower from 400 to 475. The 20 denoting that it has the all-new Cummins X15 series engine in it, ranging in horsepower from 455 to 605, with torque settings up to 2050 foot-pounds of torque. So I want to point out some of the features today that makes this truck unique in its field. I want to start out with the front of the truck with the grille. Most of these trucks you see nowadays have a chrome plastic grille, which you get the peeling and tearing and scratching up and breaking very easily. This truck is going in rough markets and rough fields, and it's got the all steel grille all the way around the casing of it. The bars in the back has all steel, and it's built to withhold whatever's thrown at it, whatever it's in the market. The next thing I want to point out, which is an option on the HX model, but this particular truck does not have right here, you can get a tow pin that is rated at 150,000 pounds towing capacity, that if you was to get stuck in the field, or one of your buddies in the other manufacturer's trucks that we all know get stuck very easily, you can tie off to it, and you'll have up to 150,000 pounds worth of towing capacity right there in that one tow pin. This truck has been designed with the user, in mind. Something else I'd like to point out, the hood, as I pull it over, and you notice the one easy pull-over light design, has a 3-piece section with a center and a side on each side. If you was to damage your side or just damage the center, you don't have to replace the whole hood. You can get it piece by piece. That keeping the customer in mind so that they will have less to spend if there is damage. The Cummins engine, of course, being the most powerful in the line that is offered. This truck here has options on the front axle ranging anywhere from 12,000 up to 22,000 pound configuration. Something standard on the HX model. If you go over the 14,000 pound rating, you get dual steering gears on this truck as a standard option. When the best turning radius in the market right here with this truck in the vocational market. Something else I want to point out is the multiplex and color coded wiring. If you'll notice, all your air lines and electrical lines are nicely grouped together. They have wrote on there the information for each line, and they're color coded, and they'll go all the way back to the end of the frame or as far as they need to go. And I will point that out in a later view. But I wanted to show this to you. Something else that we have is the option of the dual chrome breathers. We went to an all aluminum cab to save on weight for you, the person that might be needing weight capacity to haul a big load, and every pound matters. We went to that. Plus, it resists rust and corrosion, and you don't get the rust and corrosion that you see in so many other truck models. And something else I want to point out on the cab while we're right here at it is the all-new design on the cab air ride. If you'll notice, there's dual air ride bags, plus you get 2 shocks, and that gives you a very comfortable ride in the all-new HX truck. if you'll notice, as I pointed out, the color-coded and wiring and multiplex, it still flows through here behind the cab around the frame, going to the places it needs to go. That is something International has done to keep the customer in mind. This particular truck has the Hendrickson Hallmax 40,000 pound suspension, but we have several different options in these suspensions. We have Air Ride, we have the Hendrickson Hallmax, we have the Chalmers, and they range anywhere from 40,000 pounds on up 52,000 plus. So you get the one that fits your need application the most. Something else that I wanted to point out that International has done to keep the customer in mind as we come back here, you'll notice here on the cross members, and it's all this way down the frame, we have them hook bolted in. These are factory installed hook bolts that are, once they're put in at the factory, they cannot be removed. They're there. There's no wearing away of the nut and getting loose. And then if you'll notice, they're 1/2 inch thick, 12.5-inch frame, single frame, instead of having the double frame like so many truck manufacturers have used over the years and International has in the past. By going to the single frame, you get rid of the possibility of frame separation, rust, corrosion, frame jacking, all the different problems that a double frame. But this single frame right here is built to withstand just as much as the standard double frame that has been the industry standard for many years. Now we're in the cab, and I want to point out some features that are unique to the HX truck here in the cab. And as we start here, I want to show the gauges. If you'll notice, we've got an all-new gauge design, and something unique to the International is the tachometer and speedometer all in one big round gauge, which is very unique. If you'll notice, as you look around, there's plenty of options available. If you'll notice here, this one, the interior comes in two different models, the Classic and the Diamond. The Diamond being the nicest model, which is what this particular truck is that we're in, has the wood grain dash and has the leather padded doors with the HX stitched on there. And if you'll notice that they have the big toggle switches for easy access, and there's plenty of room to put load gauges and all that you need. Tilt and telescopic steering for this. And standard on the HX model is the power windows and door locks. And something unique to this truck is the air assist clutch, which makes it nice for those guys out on the job site all day having to use the clutch in and out. It's one of the easiest clutch pedals I've ever had to push. There's plenty of options here, and I also want to point out the storage compartments that is standard on the HX. You have storage on both sides, plus you have a place for your CV or two-way radio. And standard in the interior is the LED lighting that is available. That is a standard option on the HX. Then we have, if you'll notice, plenty of power ports for today's cell phones, GPSs, whatever else you may be using. And as we look out across the hood, if you'll notice, the hood in the center has a raised where the International Diamond emblem comes up and it raises up on the hood. That is for aesthetic looks, but also for safety features so that you can see your center of your hood and know where your sight line is. Something that International also has kept over the years that many manufacturers has went away from is the two-piece windshield. We give the customer the option of a two-piece or a single-piece design, with keeping the customer in mind on when you're having to order windshields if you was to break one. Something that I wanted to point out that I forgot to as I was going around the truck, if you noticed in our video outside, there was LED marker lights that went around the headlights and in our mirrors. They're all standard LED, so for long life efficiency and better brightness during the night hours. Whether you're riding around in a 1917 F model or a 2017 HX model, International's been there for the long haul. If you'll see our new model, the HX, it's got 100 years of innovation, engineering, and God's blessings in it. Come see me today, Corey Price, at Landmark Trucks LLC for a great deal on the all-new International HX.